Okay, fuck me. Where do I start with this bullshit? Strap yourselves in because this is one of the weirdest fucking movies you're ever gonna see. I mean, I don't know who was taking what when they made this bullshit up, but this is one of the most twisted fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so it starts off in what is clearly central London, and there's a whole bunch of Russian guys wandering around with laser guns and shit, so obviously it's supposed to be set in the modern day. Then it cuts to this guy who is butt fucking naked, and he must have been kicked out the back of a gay club or something for some reason. I mean, they never show you what actually happened, but it turns out that's pretty much what this whole fucking movie seems to be about. Because then it cuts to this other naked guy, and he's got kicked out the back of the same fucking gay club or something. And now, because they're both totally fucking naked and getting thrown out the back door into the fucking car park, I think we can probably start to figure out what they might have been doing to get their asses kicked out of the club, you know? But I don't want to say nothing to get myself banned from YouTube or anything. So all I'll say is the one guy seems a lot more pissed off about it than the other guy, you know? I mean, I ain't saying nothing about consent or nothing, but the one guy is clearly way more pissed off about whatever went on than the other guy. And the pissed off guy is like a lot smaller than the big muscly guy. You get my meaning? Anyway, the first guy, the bodybuilder, he decides to go to this biker bar looking for some ass since he got banned from that gay club and all. But he comes on a bit strong and the bikers don't take too kindly to that at all. But apparently, Mr. Muscles here clearly likes it a bit rough. Probably the reason the skinny guy is so pissed off, right? Anyway, he kicks the living shit out of the biker guys and nicks a fucking motorbike. And I don't think this movie is painting the LGBT community in a particularly good light, you know? But I don't think anyone takes this bullshit seriously or anything, so whatever. Anyway, from there, it cuts to this kid, and he's a real fucking knobhead. Then it cuts to this fucking psychiatrist woman working in this hospital or whatever. And she is clearly on the red meat diet and she's been taking way too many self-actualization lessons. And so the rest of her co-workers are like, alright, take it easy you psycho bitch. And they all dogpile her just to get her to calm the fuck down or something. Then we cut back over to Mr. Muscles. And he's gone off to the local mall and he's gone there looking for young teenage boys like a fucking sicko. But fortunately, it turns out that the guy he forced himself on the club is only a fucking copper and he's still super pissed off about what he did to him. And he's tracking the bodybuilder down just to bring him to justice. And it's a good fucking thing he is, because old Mr. Muscles has only gone and found himself his dream date, some poor fucking gay kid who's been on Grindr, and old psycho muscle man approaches the kid with a bunch of roses and shit, and when the kid is like, oh fuck that, Mr. Muscles tries to impress him with his access to firearms or whatever. But this kid is a gay kid. Guns and that scare the shit out of him, having to dodge all them fucking bullets in high school and shit. Anyway, the old pervy muscle guy is about to jump on the kid when the cop turns up to stop him, like thank fuck. And the muscly guy sees the cop and he's like, oh fuck, it's you. And the cop guy is like, fucking right, it's me. And he starts to beat the shit out of the muscly guy for what he did to him at the club. And the kid tries to bail the fuck out of there because, well, you would, wouldn't you? But the pervy muscle guy just won't let him go. And he snatches the boy up from his bicycle like he's some kind of predatory sex eagle or something. But the cop guy is still chasing them down. So the bodybuilder guy just blows the fucking shit out of the cop guy, blasts him into 1,000 tiny pieces, and then he just drives off with this poor terrified kid. And here, right, is where we get to see that this movie is just another piece of Cold War American propaganda. Because it turns out that this cop guy is another fucking Russian. That's right, the bad guy in this movie is a Russian. And you wondered why they stuck a bunch of Russians in London at the start of the movie. Well, now you fucking know. But this guy ain't one of them old school Russians or anything. He's one of these new-fangled liquid Russians or whatever, made partly of vodka or something. Anyway, from there, we move into the most disturbing part of the movie, where this muscly guy is trying to talk this young boy into going on a date with him or something. And the kid's like, nah, thanks mate. Because he can obviously tell the guy's a fucking psycho. So the kid phones home to try to get some help from his mom and dad. And just like a couple of typical Californian parents, they try to pimp their son's ass out. And they're like, nah, you should go on a date with him. He might be a famous Hollywood actor or something. But this guy ain't no famous Hollywood actor. He's a sexual fucking predator. And he's planning to Kevin Spacey this kid all over the back of his motorcycle. But the kid's like, nah mate, you got fucking problems you do, I ain't interested. And he takes the bodybuilder guy to go see that psycho red meat psychiatrist to try to get her to talk this horny bastard down. But unfortunately, that psychiatrist has been eating way too much red meat, and she's fucking pumped up and really aggressive, and she quits her job in one of the most fucking awesome ways possible, and then the cop shows up to try to arrest the bodybuilder guy, and so the red meat shrink lady fucks off with the kid and the pervert to try to give him some fucking counselling or therapy or something, and they fuck off into the desert or something. But shit just starts to get fucking worse, because then the big muscly guy starts to show an interest in even younger boys. And like I say, there's a bunch of shit that you just can't say in these videos on here, because otherwise you'll get banned. But fuck YouTube and their crypto-fascist censorship rules, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This guy is a fucking pedo. And the only reason the other cop is still chasing him down is because he did the fucking dirty on him in the club toilets, didn't he? That's what this whole film seems to be about. I mean, this guy is a fucking asshole. But because this is Hollywood and he's a paedophile rapist, he's the hero of the fucking movie, isn't he? I mean, fucking Hollywood. This is the guy we're supposed to be cheering for. But this movie ain't done with the weird ass bullshit yet. Because then, the fucking red meat psychiatrist, well, she just goes fucking nuts. She has some dream about the end of the world and she blames it all on black people. So she tries to start some fucking race war, like she's Charles fucking Manson or something. And she breaks into the house of this completely innocent guy. And she's about to kill him for no reason whatsoever. And the kid's like, hey, you know, this really ain't cool. And the psychiatrist is like, fuck, rap music has destroyed a generation. And so she fucks off to the record label company or something, looking to attack rap music, like that's the fucking problem in this world or something. And like, before that happens, it turns out that this fucking pervert bodybuilder guy is a fucking Russian too. And for some reason, that seems to really impress the producer guy, so he goes along with them. Anyway, it turns out that was a really bad idea, because not too long after, he gets blown to fucking bits. So, I guess, James Cameron don't like rap music. And so then the cops turn up and the pedo Russian bodybuilder guy just goes fucking nuts. Shooting the shit out of them all, killing hundreds and hundreds of people, because he's the fucking good guy, right? Fuck. Anyway, then the actual good guy, the new liquid Russian cop, turns up to try to stop them all, and shit just gets out of fucking control. They're flying helicopters under bridges and smashing them into trucks and shit, and everything just goes crazy and shit. And then the Russian bodybuilder guy shoots the Russian cop into a fucking volcano or something. And like, obviously, Russians, being white, don't deal with the heat too well. And he's like, no, fuck that, I'm dead now. And that's the end of the fucking movie. And it stinks, it sucks, it's truly fucking awful. I got no idea what kind of message this movie is trying to send at all, and I would seriously report it to the police if it wasn't for the fact that at the very end of the movie, the dirty Russian pedo goes and throws himself in the volcano too. I assume to stop himself from being such a horrific sexual predator. And good. At least that, you know? But he does it giving the thumbs up, like he's doing something really noble. And I'm just like, fucking die, you pervert. Anyway, that's Terminator 2. It's one of the most thinly veiled attempts to condone child abuse that I've ever seen, and I never want to see the fucking movie again in my life. A stupid fucking movie.